Today's video is sponsored by NordVPN.
Alex, what's up?
Hey man, how are you?
All good.
I've got a primer when it comes to ramen. I might have a primer. It doesn't mean that I know how to make a good ramen. I would have to make tons and tons of bowl. I would have to refine my technique.
If you want to fly into America in the next 2 weeks for this pop-up that I'm doing, I haven't announced it yet, but I'm going to announce it Tuesday. And if you would like to, I'm more than happy to have you. Yeah, let's do a pop-up.
Oh man, I would love that.
We'll do about 300 bowls, so we'll be busy.
What's up guys? Salut, this is Alex and welcome back to the Ramen series season 2. Today I am in beautiful Chicago. Why am I in Chicago for the Ramen series? This is not Tokyo. Well, there is something amazing happening in Chicago when it comes to ramen.
Yes, sir.
Coming up! Tomorrow night, my ramen skills are gonna be put to the test in a very tangible way. Instead of serving the internet as per usual, I'm actually gonna be serving real people. I'm pretty terrified. Now, of course, I'm not gonna do this alone.
Alex, what's going on?
Hey man, how are you? This is Mike Satinover, better known to the internet as Ramen Lord. Now you need to understand this guy is an online ramen legend. This is his story.
So I lived in Sapporo, Hokkaido for a year because I studied Japanese in school. This was in 2009, 2010. Hokkaido is where miso ramen comes from. You know, I was eating a lot there and just kind of fell in love with it. After having it a bunch and leaving Japan and then never having it, because it didn't exist in the US, I was like chasing the dragon. I was only making it initially because I couldn't get it, but I had no idea what I was doing. I started making ramen and just doing it and failing a bunch. I was just some guy making ramen noodles. Why not share? What do I have to lose? I made a Reddit account and knew I liked ramen, so I called myself Ramen Lord, thinking it was funny. So that's fundamentally how it started. At the time, you had like 3 articles about how to make ramen at home. So I was like, I'll throw some stuff I made once just like for fun up there, hoping someone would care. And people were like, whoa, you can make ramen at home? Who does that? That is so crazy. It's kind of invigorating to just keep doing it over and over again. You know, I had started posting more and more on that website, more and more detail. Noodles, the chashu, the soup. I did everything. Here's all of it. And it kind of got popular. It got popular enough that Serious Eats was like, we want to talk to you, basically.
Very cool.
And then eventually the Chicago Tribune writing about me. But the whole time I was just making recipes. I just wanted to share how to make ramen with people.
And still you decided to do, at some point, pop-ups.
The first pop-up we ever did, I did it with this guy, David Chan, and he invited me to do it with him at Ramen Lab. It's like an addictive experience. And once I started doing them, it just kind of kept growing and growing and growing. And now I can't do them enough.
Looking forward to tomorrow, man.
It's gonna be awesome. Everyone wants to see you and me make ramen.
In case you hadn't gathered already, tomorrow, Mike and I are gonna be hosting a ramen pop-up, which is gonna take place in a local Korean-American restaurant called Perilla. Of course, they're gonna bring some ideas to the table, but they are mostly gonna help us staff the event. And boy, are we gonna need it.
We sold 280 tickets in less than 40 seconds.
40 seconds.
40 seconds. Are you nervous about that?
Yes, very much. Very nervous.
So, we got a lot to do today, so I figured we'd get started.
Okay, and now a quick ad from our sponsor, NordVPN. In the past few weeks, I've been living the life of a digital nomad. As you can see, I'm traveling from everywhere. I'm traveling a lot for filming, moving stuff around in the studio and taking some time off outside the city. So true story, I borrowed my dad's laptop while visiting, and to avoid installing my NordVPN app on his machine, I simply added the NordVPN extension to his browser for the duration of my stay. It is a lightweight VPN that has the exact same features as the app. It protects your privacy, lets you bypass censorship, and keeps you safe online anytime. You can download this extension from the Chrome Web Store, from the Microsoft Store, or even the Firefox add-ons page. Right now, the best deal available online for NordVPN is through YouTube. If you go to nordvpn.com/FrenchGuy, every purchase of a 2-year plan will receive a huge discount plus 4 bonus months for free. It is risk-free with Nord 30-day money-back guarantee. Click the link in the description below, that is nordvpn.com/FrenchGuy. Thank you NordVPN for sponsoring this video.
We got a lot to do today. I figured we'd get started.
The plan of today is simple. We need to prepare 300 portions of noodles.
So I'm just making the kansui right now. If you don't have kansui, it's not ramen.
What Mike is doing right now reminds me a lot of what we saw at the Sun Noodle Factory in the last episode. If you want to know more about ramen noodle ingredient and the whole detailed process, then go check out that episode. This is your ramen machine, right?
Yes.
This is crazy.
This is a YAMATO Richmond one. Makes about 100 portions at a time.
What's the price point on this?
$35,000 all in.
You're really trying to turn this apartment into a factory, man.
This is 10 kilograms of flour. Just pour it right in the top.
Yeah.
And you can pour all of it all at once. It's pretty cool, right?
I mean, the machine is pretty cool, but the fact that you have it in your living room is way cooler.
Is that cool? Or is that just
It's extremely cool.
bonkers?
Bonkers and cool are synonyms, okay?
Yes.
I just had a question about the hydration. What are you aiming for?
We're doing 37%.
37, okay.
So that's actually pretty high for this machine.
So it's gonna be a pretty soft noodle in the end.
Yeah, I think so. And that's kind of the goal, is I want springiness. Typically, when you're lowering the hydration, you're getting a more firm, brittle noodle.
Yes,
so I always
brittle.
tell people...
Like tonkatsu, no?
Exactly. It's like the al dente quality of really good pasta has like a breaking quality.
It snaps almost.
Snaps.
Yeah.
Whereas a higher hydration noodle is like gum, where it compresses and then
That's pretty
bounds
nice.
back.
That's
and I
pretty
like
nice.
that a lot
That's
more.
bready almost.
Yeah. And that is because you've activated more gluten, so that gluten gives you the bounce back
Very nice.
in the dough.
So the next part is what?
We are going to press this crumbly, shaggy
Yes.
mess. 'Cause I want to slowly compress the dough so we get nice, even structure.
That machine is eating it.
So I'm just constantly pressing this in, trying to get it nice and fed in there. You want to try?
Yeah.
I like to, just to give you a little tip, I like to use my hand like this and kind of press it in here.
Okay.
Yeah, press it in.
You want it to be as even as possible. The
Exactly.
feeding. So I gotta pay attention to the sides right then.
Correct. Because you do need to lube it. This is going pretty well.
This is beautiful. Look at that.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's a nice dough. Okay, 30 pounds of dough. Place it there. And then we
And
need
now
to...
we want to do the lamination.
Correct. So we need to divide this roll in half. Go like this.
Uh-huh.
And now we roll. I think we're about even. What do you think?
I think so, yeah.
Cool.
So what Mike is doing right now is called lamination. Basically fusing 2 layers of dough into one, which develops the gluten structure. It's pretty similar to what I do in my studio, but here on a whole nother scale. It's funny because there is no struggle whatsoever.
Well, I'm sweating.
yeah, man, but the machine isn't.
The machine's like, oh, dough? Cool. Press it. And you can see, look at how much smoother this is compared to this one. It feels amazing.
Oh no! It feels like almost with a machine this big and with that amount of technology, you're not gonna have to do anything. Where you still have to do tons.
And I think anybody who's made ramen long enough will tell you that it's not like a passive thing, even with the machine that does so much. Final one.
Like sprinkles.
And because this is thicker, the pressing time is a lot less, right?
You're wrapping the spoon, right?
Correct. Let's just make sure that it doesn't dry out, right? So.
At this point, you want to rest the roll of dough again to develop the gluten. So as we were working, Mike's friend, Charles, who happens to be a pit master, kind of sorted out a little lunch for us. Right now we're just waiting for the dough to be ready. And so you suggested that we have a little brisket tasting session. Look at that beauty. This is probably going to be the first time that I have real American-style barbecue. Oh, putain. I was expecting something delicious, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I didn't expect it to be that good. Yeah, just another bite, super quick then.
Yeah, go
What
for
about
it.
this one? So what's the next step?
The next step is thinning out the dough. We have this
Right.
really thick dough, and we need to press it to the right width. This is like 5 millimeters.
And you need to get it to?
1.5. And we always want to keep dusting because we don't want this to stick. Cool. So the cutter slips right into this area and then locks into place with these 2 things that are now covered in cornstarch. Oh, what? It didn't curl at all.
So what's the problem at the moment? The noodles are not curling up, right?
Correct. Made a mistake. Another mistake. What happened? The spacing between the
Flaps is
flaps
just
is
wide.
too wide.
It might sound like a detail to you, right? Who cares about curly noodles? Well, we do. Because if the noodles don't curl up, they don't pick up the broth. They don't pick up the broth, you get no flavors as you slurping. No flavor means that the bowl will make no sense. Well, the people are gonna be pissed and the whole pop-up is basically gonna be a big, miserable failure.
Alright, let's try this.
Let's keep our fingers crossed.
Great. They look nice though, don't they?
They look beautiful.
All this work, all this stress, it still turned out, they're beautiful. Just decent.
They're beautiful, man. I love them.
Yeah, they're really, really beautiful.
Get up.
So please move that, and then you can take this lid,
Hoppa.
which will just prevent it from drying.
We need to make another one, right?
We do. We're gonna get right to that.
All the noodles are ready, right?
All done.
So now we're moving to the restaurant, right?
Correct.
All right, so let's go. That is room service at its best. Somehow we managed to make 300 portions of noodles. I would be tempted to be calling this a success only if there wasn't so much more to do left. A little worried? Maybe just a little touch, but... I'm really proud of what we accomplished today. For me, it's a one-time performance, but it's pretty humbling to think that Mike is doing all this on a regular basis. I mean, it's crazy. The guy has a daytime job. He doesn't have to do this, and yet he does. By constantly sharing ramen recipes online, Mike has, over the years, started a movement. This guy has profoundly changed the way we look at ramen in the West. Also, Mike is about to quit his daily job and to open his own restaurant right here in Chicago. What about that? Right, guys, it's been a long day of preparation. I feel like we've done everything we can to make tomorrow's pop-up a success. We sold 300 bowls. I must be stupid somewhere. Well, we catch up in the next one. Bye-bye. Salut.